Good evening. We're beginning with the end in mind. We're working on now a monochromatic island seascape, and it's going to be a graphic design assignment. And we're going to do a combination of using monochromatic colors in sections of this picture, and we're going to use how to blend coloring pencils. Our blending technique in parts of it. So we're going to get started. So we're going to have a seascape. We're going to make sure we focus on the items that are in the foreground. When we talk about the foreground, we talk about the front part of the picture where items appear to be large, like the coconut tree. We also could notice that the sand is in the foreground and then it moves into the middle ground. We're looking at the sea, the beach itself, the water and the surf. That's in the foreground, but it's also taking you back into the picture. The squiggle line of the surf is taking you back into the picture. And as you go into the picture, it gets smaller. So as you get to the middle ground, things get a little smaller. And then, of course, the sky now is in the background. In the background area. So we're still focusing on the foreground, middle ground, and background. We also will be focusing on how to draw block letters in a graph. So we're going to choose an island from the Bahamas, and we're going to put this onto our drawing. So now that we have a drawing, we could also turn it into a graphic design as well. And if you want to, you could always put more information, but remember that every time you do something with graphics, you make sure your lettering is straight, the formation is exact, the spacing is good, the thickness of the letters are very good. So let's get started. Of course, I got started already so as to get a little ahead so we don't make the video too long. So first of all, today we're going to look now at the sea, and we're going to get our colors. Of course, we're going to be prepared. And we're going to start out with the shades of the blue. And we're going to get that into our sea area on the horizon line. We're going to start out with the darker shade of the blue. I'm going to get in close. I have my drawing done already. We drew in our tree with its branches. But we're going to get in with our darker shade of the blue in the deep area. Now the cool colors are colors that they give distance. So as the color gets darker, it gives the illusion of space that you can go back into the picture. So I'm going to get that shade of blue, and then I'm going to blend it in with my other shade. And I'm going to blend that up out of there. Now when I'm getting into the surf area, I'm going to do like a tonal value in my surf area. Notice I've already put in my graph for my letters. So that's okay. I can still go over that because my letters are going to be black. So even though that's there, when I get into my surf, I am going to lighten it up as I come to the edge of the surf. I want you to make sure you do that. So you don't remember that now that when you get into that area, you're going to leave that light. Okay? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to tonal value from your dark blue, pressing hard in your dark blue area. Now, as you know, our sea is filled with lots of different shades of blue. So we have the aqua blue, we have the dark blue when it's getting out in the depth, and of course we have the bright light colored blue. So you can always work into your sea the different shades of blue. And as we said, we're working with monochromatic color. So we're working with all colors of the same hue. So in our water, we're working with the different shades of blue. You could even go into the depth with your blue violet. Then you could move into your darker blue. And then you can come into, and as you come into the shallow part, you can work with your blue green or aquamarine blue. Okay, now for the island, same thing applies. As the island is out in the distance, I'm going to press hard with my green, lighten it up when I come into the lighter shade. I'm going to press and then lighten it up. as you can see what happened over here. I'm going to take this a little higher. And then when I come up into the lighter shade, I could blend in my yellow-green at the top. So we normally start out pressing hard in the darker area of the green, as you can see what I did already. And then as it come up to the top of the trees, to give you the illusion that there's darkness at the bottom and lightness at the top, you can go ahead and do it a little lighter. Now, if we were painting, we would say this is our top coat, and then you can go in with more detail. But for today, we're really just working with blending with our coloring pencils. So now for the sky. We're going to start out the sky with our light blue. So we're going to get a blue. And this time, we're just going to do it lightly. We're going to keep our blue nice and light. I don't know if you can see it over here. I'll just show you the finish so you can see the effect. And as you get up higher, you can go lighter, darker, if you want to, but you can keep your sky nice and light. Another good thing I can tell you about the sky is if you want to, you can always come in with your eraser and you can erase clouds into your sky. Same thing applies in your water. After you finish your water, you can come in. If you want to put waves, you can use your eraser as a drawing tool as well. So always remember that it isn't just your coloring pencil itself, but you can always use your eraser as a drawing tool. Okay, so they can be erased. I normally use a combination of the erasable ones and so that I can get the erasure there, and the regular eraser does the trick too. I always mention to you that the white coloring pencil is a blender. So remember, you can go into your white coloring pencil when you're blending. For the coconut tree trunk, you could decide what side you want as your light value, what side you want as your dark value. Let's say if this is my dark value, I'm going to come with my black. And I'm going to blend up into the lighter shade, into the lighter tints of the tree. The black area would be the shade. If I want to add a brown in there, I can go ahead and add a brown in there because sometimes it's that brownish, grayish tone. I'm going to press hard. And as I come into this area, I'm going to lighten it up. Okay, I could always go back in and texture it too. So that's how I would handle my tree trunk, the branches of the coconut tree. This is done with a lot of line work. So I get my green, and remember now, this is a brown, so I'm going to outline that with my green, but then I'm going to press really hard, and I'm going to do a series of lines. Yes. Here is where I would have to use some of my hatching lines. So I'm going to use my lines running parallel. They could overlap the tree if you want to. I can get different shades of green where it could be light. And I can get areas where I can get darker. If I wanted to add, and I'm just going to do it long out here. And then I'm going to keep making them run a little parallel to each other. And if I want to add yellow in there, I'm just going to do lines, a cluster of lines working together. Even if I wanted to make it look a little darker as it come out, I can come in with my dark shades of my black and blend that in there to give it a little bit of tonal value where it gets dark up here and then it gets a little lighter down there. Now for the surf of the beach, you can use your browns, you can use your beige, but as it come out of the water, from under the surf, I tend to press hard up under here. I press hard, and then like we learned and we practice already, you would press hard, but then you would blend it as it come out. So I'm going to get it hard right up as it come under the surf. I'm going to get it hard. I'm just going to do a small section, but as I come out, and like I do with my coloring pencil to give it more space, I would come now, and notice I'm still going from side to side. I am still going from side to side. So I can blend out of that area, and then I can get my beige color, coloring pencil and blend in the color. So it gives you the illusion that the surface on the top of the sand, and then it goes out onto the beach. Okay, so this is a version of what we're going to do for our background, and I'm going to show you a brief video on how to form the letters.